Okay, so imagine a world where we can cure health issues ranging from small causes like hair loss to bigger causes like Parkinson's disease. Watching Michael J. Fox battle Parkinson's disease reminds us why we are conducting stem cell research. There are thousands of injuries, conditions, and diseases in this world today, and many of us know people who have them. Today I'll speak about what stem cell research is, what the controversy behind it, and why we should support it. So what is stem cell research? And how could it potentially help or even save millions of lives? So the stem cell research is a developing technology that focuses on using undifferentiated cells to treat human disease and conditions. Undifferentiated cells mean they don't have a specific function and they're not developed. There's two types of sources: embryonic source tissue and adult source tissue. Embryonic source tissue is the inner mass of embryonic cells by in vitro fertilization taken from 5-day-old human embryo. Adult source tissue is from blood or bone marrow, which are already undifferentiated and can fit into certain areas in the body. What do? They renew damaged cells. They can repair tissues as well as organs. They differentiate into other cells. They can become muscle cells, nerve cells, blood cells, whatever we want them to be. The process is remove stem cell from embryonic or adult cell. Remember, adult stem cells are found in bone marrow, heart, and blood. The embryonic cells are first taken from the dividing cell in the beginning of being fertilized. Fertilization labs can artificially grow more stem cells. Finally, all we have to do is inject the stem cells into the infected area. Why is it controversial? The controversy behind stem cells is the embryonic cell. It's not the adult ones. According to Kinsley from the False Controversy of Stem Cells, states, embryonic stem cells studies are controversial because they involve the destruction of human embryos. Adult stem cells are already formed and can only be used for so much. Embryonic cells can become whatever they want. The two different debates are political, which are pro-life debate, versus scientific. For the pro-life debate, from the Great Debate Over Stem Cell Research from Time US, Reeves states that it's a battle about abortion, but with a twist, because they believe that embryo is life. Reeves also says that in the most controversial method, scientists can also pull stem cells from aborted fetuses, first asking for signed consent from a patient who decided to abort. This is the procedure most highlighted by pro-life activists who oppose supporting stem cell research. In the scientific debate, Reeves states that scientists may be able to point them into becoming whatever type of cell is needed. The cell may also be able to replace damaged or sick cells in patients with an injury or degenerative disease. Let's see why people support stem cell research, even among all this controversy. Some reasons why. It can help diseases, conditions, and injuries. Organ and tissue regeneration from the Medical News Today source. It says, stem cells could potentially be used to grow a particular type of tissue organ if directed to differentiate in a certain way. Brain disease, this site also says that replacement cells and tissues may be used to treat brain disease such as Parkinson's and Alzheimer's by replenishing damaged tissue, bringing back the specialized brain cells that keep unneeding muscles from moving. Cell deficiency therapy from the same website, healthy heart cells developed in a lab may one day be transplanted into patients with heart disease, repopulating their heart with healthy tissue. The last is blood disease treatments. Adult stem cells found in blood and bone marrow have been used for years to treat diseases such as leukemia, sickle cell anemia, and other immunodeficiencies. Stem cell research shows possibilities for the future in health. Stem cell research can help many lives. The info about what stem cell research is, the controversy, and the support behind it hopefully persuaded some to keep an open mind.
Okay. Let's see, who do we have? Lynette.
So I felt that there was definitely a preview, so I knew what I was going to be hearing. And you told us the structure and how you were going to present your main points, and you did give us an example for each of them. And now that I'm thinking about it, I have a hard time really understanding what your objectives were. And I think as far as your presentation, a little more interaction would have really helped me connect to your speech, a little less reading. But I did see you try to use gestures for certain points.
Okay. I think a little bit more eye contact. Who's the Kinsley person that you mentioned?
It was from Controversy Today, I think. Hold on.
So do you know who Kinsley is, or?
It's from one of the websites.
I think the key thing is
the false controversy of stem cells.
But you don't know who this guy or gal is like that. Maybe find out who that person is. And we've had this in debates a lot, and I'm not sure it's really a false controversy. I mean, it's not a false controversy for a lot of people who are critics of it, and there's quite a few. And that's why they've developed, I don't know if you've heard of them tweaking adult stem cells. I mean, I'm not sure if you can talk about this.
Michael J. Fox is actually being treated with skin cells right now, and it seems to be working.
Because what they can do is they can take, and there's still, this is all in the developmental phase, but they can take your adult stem cells and tweak them so they act just like embryonic stem cells.
Right.
So that's like the latest development. And NPR had a thing about jellyfishes. I don't know if you heard that on the radio. But jellyfishes, Ben, did you hear that?
No.
No? Okay.
I heard it. I kind of.
Yeah, but you can go online to NPR and type in jellyfish, because it's talking about the same thing that Alyssa is talking about, is that jellyfishes can kind of regrow parts. And the article online says, can you like live forever? And the idea here is that because jellyfishes obviously don't use embryonic stem cells. They use their own adult stem cells that they can somehow, I'm not sure how it works, but they can regenerate parts. So the idea is maybe you can have your parts get regenerated too. So that goes along. Yeah, which is kind of like a new frontier, right? And you think about, like, you guys have gone through the time of computers, right? When there was like no computers, and you're the first gen. Well, you know, I think the idea that, for example, if you go deaf because you go to too many rock concerts, and those little cilia and stuff, you can't regrow those, right? But those can with stem cells. They're finding ways to regrow those. So yeah, there you go. Okay. Well.